One planet, 7.3 billion people, only one you. Life offers us many opportunities and learning experiences. Are you ready to explore and discover this beautiful planet, the life and energy all around us, the spiritual world, and what is unseen, along with your own personal soul adventure? Marc Lainhart, the Intuitive Prospector, is the spiritual connection you have been prospecting for. Internationally known as a tested and professional clairvoyant medium and spiritual advisor, Marc's work as a metaphysical teacher, medical instructor, radio show host, inspirational writer, and hiking guide are here to help you on a journey of self-discovery, healing, inspiration, education, and a whole lot of spiritual awesomeness. Dare to dream, dare to explore, dare to live. For more information on Marc's spiritual practice in Seattle, Washington, please visit marclainhart.com or internet search The Intuitive Prospector.
Monday morning to you. Metaphysical Mocha Mondays here on the Intuitive Prospector channel. I'm your host, Marc Lainhart, the Intuitive Prospector. How is everybody doing this Monday morning? If you're here in the United States, we are celebrating a federal holiday, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So for all you federal workers like myself out there, enjoy the day off. I wish I could enjoy this day off, but no, I got to work. I got to do my shows. Got to get some emails out for an upcoming awesome episode of Inspired Living Radio. But this morning, wanted to talk to you about surrounding yourself with the right people and what a difference that can make in your journey. It changes everything when you surround yourself with the right people. So good morning to all of you. If you're just joining the show for the first time, this is Metaphysical Mocha Mondays. I am here in Seattle, Washington. I am your host, Marc Lainhart, the Intuitive Prospector. I will be going for a half hour with an inspirational message. And if you want to stick around on the page, make sure to like the page, subscribe to the page, share out to the page if you like. At 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I will be coming back for the Healing Cafe. That's where I have direct conversations with all of you. So if you've posted a comment, I don't have those comments on right now, but if you come back for the Healing Cafe, those will be, your questions will be answered. You may have a question about life, I don't know, love, learning, intuition, awareness, psychic, mediumship. It literally is just like a box of chocolates, and you never know what you're going to get until you actually show up into the Healing Cafe, including myself. So first and foremost, I want to say thank you to my moderator team, the team that helps me. I've grown over the last few months. And this actually ties into today's message about surrounding yourself with the right people can change everything. And I want to just say thank you to my moderators that help me with this show. They'll answer your comments in the Healing Cafe, because I don't get to all the comments in real time. It's like a line, it's like a queue. So thank you to Victoria, if you're on today. Victoria, I'm not sure if you are. Thank you for joining and being a moderator. Colleen, thank you so much for all of your help and inspiration and encouragement in being a moderator. And Jeanette, they're my moderator team, so they moderate comments, they help me on my page, they share out the page, they interact with you. So thank you to my team of moderators. I know April sometimes joins as well, so April, I want to give you a shout out. But thank you to the amazing people that help and support my work. I'm always honored and humbled. Of course, I'm always honored with all the friendship requests I get. And I guess when you are Best American Psychic of the Year, you get all these friend requests. I've literally gotten, in the last 2 weeks, I've literally gotten like 200 friend requests. So that's great, but it's also, some of these people I know, some of these people I don't know, some people are mutual friends of other people, and it's great to surround yourself with the right people, because it does change everything in your spiritual journey, but also be mindful of who you surround yourself with, because sometimes people don't act in the best intentions for your higher good, for what you want. Sometimes it's just a popularity contest they want to be associated with because of who you are, what you do. We see that a lot in life. I'm personally not like that. And it's just, and I don't think that I'm better than anybody else. They're just, there are just certain energies that I choose not to be around. So it's really important to surround yourself with the right people, because it does change everything for your physical journey, your spiritual journey, your relationships, your friendships, what you do in life. And I'll be talking a little bit more about that in detail. And I'm also going to be talking about what happens when you apply what I call the spiritual golden circle. And the golden circle is talked about in many different religions all around the world. It's pretty much treat people how you like to be treated. And I teach one that helps with the spiritual pathways of opening up your third eye, but things that you need to do to get to that place of wisdom and enlightenment. And that usually comes from experience and education, which applies knowledge. So I'll be talking about that as well and sharing that with you. And of course, I'll have your prospecting crystal for this week, your totem animal spirit for this week, and the numbers to pay attention to for the week, because that's what Metaphysical Mocha is all about, is inspirational messages for the week ahead to help you get the week started out right on a Monday. But let's take a nice deep breath. Let's move into what I call the magic of the moment. Just the awareness of being alive, whether your path is full of positivity or negativity or uncertain. It's about finding the moment right now, and we do that with coffee. So I've got my man mug this morning, filled with a nice vanilla hemp latte. I'm getting pretty good at my lattes here. And this is Metaphysical Mocha Mondays. This is where we have a conversation over a cup of coffee, a spiritual chat, if you will. And let's talk real quick about surrounding yourself with the right people. How important it is for your journey to surround yourself with the right people that changes everything. And I recently had an experience, I always try to look at my experiences as lessons or blessings. This one for me was a lesson, and people that I thought that were coming from a place of integrity and doing what was right. I had to address that with my own journey and some of my friendships, letting people move on in their journey and taking away some of those friendships, taking away some of those interactions, just based on, you got to be careful when you are not surrounding yourself with the right people. If you want to improve what you're doing, people hire coaches, people hire professional athletes to train their kids to be of the best. I think of, people in the entrepreneurship mind world as far as I always think of Mark Cuban, ABC, always be connecting. And, it's about, going after what you want, but also think about the people that you surround yourself with. Even with my online spiritual development group, I've had some more mindfulness about who I invite to my group and who I allow to participate in a weekly development group. And I've even brought in more of the group members for their input, so I'm not making all the decisions anymore, kind of a spiritual board, if you will, about, right people, right place, right time. And, it's just, I'm talking about it today because it's something I try to apply in my soul adventures, what I'm experiencing firsthand with all of you, to remind you, to inspire you, to encourage you to be mindfulness of the people that you are surrounded by. It could be family, it could be friends. Both I've had to tailor and had to set boundaries with certain individuals in my life, including friends and family that like I said, it's not that I'm better than anybody. It's just I'm choosing. Your free will and choice is your most powerful gift while you're here. It's your greatest responsibility. I'm choosing who I surround myself with, because we've all want to say goodbye to the negative Nellies. We all have those people in our lives that are just whether it's a colleague, a friend at work. There's just a couple people that come to my mind. No matter where they're at in life, no matter how old they are. They just never manage to elevate themselves. They never can see the good in what's going on. Yeah, there's a lot of crap that's going on in the world, but I always still try to look for hope and inspiration and find the good in the day, right? But you don't want to surround yourself with those negative Nellies. And I just, like I said, I just recently came into some situations and lessons that incorporated drama, incorporated gossip. I always tell people I don't condone gossip. I don't support gossip. I don't promote gossip. So if gossip is if it comes to me, this is where gossip comes to die. I end gossip. I don't want a part of it, and I had to deal with that. I had to kind of be a referee and blow the whistle and be like, you're out, and it's unwanted stuff, and that's just also mindfulness and awareness of surrounding yourself with the right people. Those people that I thought were there's there's always that comment: trust but verify. And when you verify, sometimes you have to make decisions based on what stone you turn over. And so that just kind of played into my meditation this morning. What do you want to talk about? I want to talk about surrounding yourself with good people, because that does change everything. And like I said, I've got some amazing people that help and support my work. Thank you so much for doing that. I always say life is hard enough, guys. We don't always win. There will always be obstacles in your pathways. There will always be skeptics. There will always be pundits in your pathway. One of my favorite quotes comes from Winston Churchill, where he says, "If you stop to listen to every barking dog along the way, you'll never get to where you're going." And that's so true, because there's a lot of barking dogs out there. There's a lot of people that may be jealous of what you have, envious of what you have, want what you have. Stay true. Know thyself. Stay true to your work. Stay true to what you're doing and what you believe in. And it really just comes down to follow your path, your authentic self on your own personal soul adventure. And that's what I love about spiritualism. Spiritualism is not a religion, guys. People think, oh, Mark's spiritualist, so he must be really religious. I'm actually not religious. I've actually turned away a lot from religion over my journey and what I've experienced, because I found that spiritualism is following the message, not the messengers. And that's what I find with religion. Religion is based on following messengers, and there's great messages out there for religion depending on where you're at in the world. But I want to follow the message. I want to connect to God directly, whatever God is, whoever God is, wherever God is. And I find that God is within. When I go looking for God, I find myself. And when I find myself, I go looking, I find God. So that's what the spiritual pathway is, not of a religious mindset. But you find, and I've found this in my own journey firsthand, some of the most judgmental, competitive people I met are in the religious hemisphere. So, trust your intuition. Intuition is the language of the soul. Paying attention. There's something that just doesn't feel right. I always try to give people the benefit of the doubt. I never judge a book by its cover. I know that the cover is not the book. But sometimes you just got this discernment about something just feels off with this person. Something just feels not right. And I had to, even myself, sometimes I do it even as a professional in the work that I do. I sometimes get those hits and go, well, maybe that person's just having a rough go, or I make an excuse for it. And I was actually, in one of my lessons, I was actually warned about an individual, and I still kind of let it pass through without judgment. I said, this person could use another second chance, and come to find out, it was actually that warning played out to be true. And so it's a lesson for me to be mindful and to learn from my experiences, and also to surround myself with right people, because that changes everything. Career, friendships, marriages, relationships, all of that, even the relationships you have with your coworkers and colleagues. So avoid the negative Nellies is what I'm getting at. Like I said, life is hard. We don't need to add drama and worry. We're the only species on earth that does that. So be mindful of those people that want to bring drama and worry and gossip into your awareness. If it's competition to make you better, I'm okay with competition. I know that sometimes iron sharpens iron, and if there's no pressure, there's no diamond. So I do teach on competition, but to be a better version of yourself, and being around other people that help you to be a better version of yourself. So you got to think about that as well. So, I also find it's important to have, people that you can, someone, a mentor, a close friend, a family member, that you can share your fears and doubts with. Friends and mentors not only listen, but they cheer you on, like I said, to be the best version of yourself, to get back in there and to do better with what you're doing. You can do it, a positive mindset. When somebody says, I'm going to play devil's advocate, be mindful of that, because that's actually a blockage, or that's a roadblock on that. They're not actually looking at your higher self to be better. They're actually saying, well, this could be a roadblock, this could be a barrier. Versus, well, let me offer you a different perception of what, something to think about. But a good friend, a mentor, somebody that you can, lean on, is going to inspire you to be the best version of yourself, and to tell you that you can do it. If you get somebody that's just, negative and negative Nelly, wants to bring the energy down, saying you can't do it, then you need to focus on that, on your relationship with that person, and maybe move past and move away from that person. I say love people from a distance, love them from afar. I'm really good at doing that, but also you don't have to, spend your life with them in that energy and in that mindset, including your family. Just because you were born into a family does not mean that you have to hang out with your family because you were born into your family. And something I've been dealing with in my own personal life. So think about your negative Nellies. Think about people that that inspire you, or encourage you, or uplift you, and make you a better version of yourself. Those are the people that you want to be around. People that help you propel forward, that give you energy, that give you inspiration, all of that stuff. And that's why I do my show, guys. I know there's a lot of you out there that are watching that I've never even met in person, but maybe I've met you online, but I'm here to inspire you. I'm here to encourage you. I'm here to get you to think outside the box on a Monday morning, and really prioritize and focus on the relationships with those that help you win and bring positive vibrations, positive energy, positive health into your life, and that you do the same for that person. That's that circle of that golden circle, if you will. Treat others as you like to be treated. I've always had that mindset with everything I do, whether I was, at one point in my career, I was Coastie of the Year, I was Coast Guardsman of the Year, because I've always had that philosophy of find the things you find, leave them better than how you found them, and treat people how you like to be treated. That's why I've gotten Firefighter of the Year, why I've gotten Psychic of the Year. It's not because of the work that I do, guys. It's because of the attitude and the work ethics of what I bring to who I am, and seeing the best in people and wanting the best of people. But also, when you see the best in people, people can take advantage of that, and people can attack you, people can gossip about you, people can do negative things, and so you have to be able to move on and let those people go. And again, propel yourself forward and surround yourself with people that only bring in your higher good and help you see the best version of yourself. Things that you can share wins with people, you can share back and forth. It doesn't have to be one up in somebody. Somebody tells you something, be like, that is fantastic. I commend you. I love to see people be successful. I just had a conversation with one of my friends and colleagues about moving her business forward, and something that we can incorporate. She has 2 months. She knows who she is. If she wants to propel forward, because I want to see people be successful. I want to see people do good in life and be happy with who they are and where they're going in their journey. Life is too short for negativity, guys. I always say life is short, question everything. Yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery, today's the gift. That's why we call it the present. And that's just such a good reminder for all of us to remember to surround yourself with good people on your journey, your spiritual journey, whether you're spiritual or not spiritual, in the physical journey. Let's talk about surrounding yourself with people that are smarter than yourself. I'm seeing this in real time, even with at the highest levels of leadership and government, about people that just don't surround themselves with smarter people. I find that many entrepreneurs, I'm a spiritual entrepreneur myself, but even at work, I try to surround myself. I'm not the smartest person in the room, but I like to surround myself with smart people. And I'm not limiting myself by saying I'm not the smartest person in the room. There's a quote from Jim Rohn that talked about, you're the average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. So think about that. You're the average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with. It's very common for us to underestimate the importance of the company we keep, because it really does play a role in your journey. So pay attention to the teachers, the inspirers, the mentors, the family, the trusted friends. Again, those who challenge us, to push us to be better, but also surround yourself by people that are smarter than you, because, especially people that are older, I find that are a little bit more seasoned, older, wiser, because they've gone through a lot of the stuff that we've gone through, right? Some of the journeys, some of the soul adventures, people that get to positions of leadership, not all CEOs, not all, government officials get to their place by being smarter. They get to their place by who they know and what kind of tactics they take to get to that, that dog-eat-dog world kind of world we live in, especially in the corporate world. You see it a lot in the corporate world. That's probably why I don't do well in the corporate world, because I just see things for what they are, and I'm really hard for me to play that game, and I don't like to treat people badly. So, but if you surround yourself with smarter people, people that you look up to, for example, there are a few mentors in my life that I've looked up to that do spiritual work, that I've long had. They've done the work for a lot longer than myself. They are really good at what they do. A few mentors that come to my mind, my personal mentor, Mavis Patilla, who's a well-known medium in England, been doing the work for a long time. She's really helped me in this journey. Tony Stockwell, somebody I've studied with and have mentored under. Paul Jacobs comes to my mind, and just kind of pushing me to see the better version of myself when it comes to spiritualism, when it comes to mediumship. Eamon Downing, one of my very first mentors. He's not none of these folks are watching the show. However, they're better at what they do, and I wanted to surround myself with people like that. John Holland is another one. Janet Nohabik. These are people that I've really have looked up to for the work that they do. To put my journey, to be around them as much as I can, to learn from them, and to be a part of the work that I do now. So, it's important to surround yourself with smarter people than you, because it just helps you to be the best version of yourself as well. Try to cultivate what I call real-life relationships with people who have already accomplished goals. Some of the people I just mentioned have accomplished a lot of their goals and what they do. I find that highly successful people are generally willing to share what it really takes to make things happen. They have the ability to help you learn from your mistakes, to help you find your way, to help you to focus, the tricks and the tips for doing this work, to maybe reach your goals faster. So seek out leaders that you can get some real face time with, that you can really have a relationship with and develop what I call real life relationships, because there's a lot of not real life relationships out there. There's a lot of fake and phoniness and fraud. Even in the spiritual pathways of what I do, I see a lot of spiritual snobbery. I see a lot of people that just dismiss other people because they've either been doing it longer or they have their own television show. And I didn't get into this work for that, guys. I got into this work because, one, I wanted to talk with my brothers again who were in spirit, and I wanted to help people. I've always been in service. So really think about what your real life relationships are. Like I said, a prime example, in the last couple weeks, I've gotten so many friend requests on my Facebook page. I'm not sure what changed. I'm pretty sure it's the Psychic of the Year award from Best American Psychics, which is an honor, and I'm very humbled by it. But it's just interesting that I get all these friend requests, literally like 200 friend requests in the last 2 weeks, of people that see my picture, my profile, or people that talk. and they want to be part of my network, which is great. But are those real life relationships? No, those are social media relationships. So pay attention to your social media relationships as well, because I see a lot of contention and comments and spiritual snobbery through social media. Just be mindful of that is what I guess I'm saying. Surround yourself that inspire people that like myself, that inspire, encourage, and help you to find the best in yourself. I think one of the podcasts I love to listen to is Gary Vaynerchuk's daily podcast about business and taking your business to the next level. I love some of the podcasts I listen to, and if you want to listen to my podcast, Inspired Living Radio, I'll be on this Wednesday talking with a friend, Shannon Tager, who actually put me in her beautiful book called Seance, and it was just an honor to even have my story be published in that book. And we'll be talking this Wednesday on my podcast about what is a seance, how do we connect to what is unseen. So it'll be a fun and inspiring show. I'll put this. You can go to marklainhart.com, just internet search the Intuitive Prospector, or internet search Inspired Living Radio through the Om Times Radio Network for that live broadcast, which then podcasts over on YouTube, SoundCloud, Podbean, iTunes, marklainhart.com. So that's going to be a fun show to talk about seance and bringing people together to connect to the spirit world. But surround yourself with smarter people. Get away from, say goodbye to the negative Nellies. Try to cultivate real life relationships. Be mindful of the social media experience. One of my mentors, actually, a friend of mine, Molly Morningstar, actually had warned me about the social media experience. As you get bigger and people get to know you, some of the stuff and the crap that comes with social media, with comments and people, it's so funny. People behind a keyboard can be so mean and bullying, but then you put them together in real life and they're like, oh, I don't want to do that. So again, it's kind of just that illusion of social media and what people, are portraying in real life, because I find that there's a lot of hard work that goes behind some of these stories and this stuff that you see on social media. So find the right people. If you want to become your best self, I challenge you to review, rethink, and maybe go through your social media accounts. Who are your real life friends? Who are your social media friends? The right people, the right content that actually help you to get to where you're going for whatever it is, wherever it is you're going. And just, kind of do some discernment on people and sit with your own intuition. Does this person feel right, or does this person not feel right? And by doing that, if you can do that, that's going to help you on your journey. It's going to help you surrounding yourself with the right people. I do want to get to the golden circle of life that I use spiritually that may help you. So one of the ways that I look at surrounding myself with the right people, again, something that I just had a lesson and I didn't have necessarily the right people around me, that gets caught up in the wrong negative aspects of life, is if you're an empowering person and you open your eyes and you want to be an inspiring person like I am. I want to be an inspirer. I want to help people. If you inspire a person, what that does, and if you think of a circle, if you will, if we're an empowering person, like I am, based on my trials, my tribulations, my mistakes, my traumas, my near-death experience, the loss of my brothers to murder and cancer, and all of those traumatic experiences have helped me to be an empowering and inspiring person, because I know that life is short, and I teach and inspire people to observe and to question everything. But when you start to open, when you're an empowering person, you start to open people's eyes. And when you're an inspiring person, you start to open people's minds. Now, a mind is no good if it's like a parachute. It's only as good as if it's open. If it's not good, it's not a very good parachute. A caring person will help open your ears. And if you're a kind, caring, compassionate person, something I've been learning about from just my hypnotherapy sessions, going through hypnosis, from early childhood stuff about always being a compassionate, caring child, it helps people open up their ears. And if you're a loving person, you love the planet, you love animals, you love people, you love yourself. These are all struggles that we may have to deal with, myself included. But what that does is it opens up your heart. So there's a concept of whatever you're doing, whether you're empowering, inspiring, caring, loving, or you're a wise person, it helps to open up your eyes, your mind, your ears, your heart. And when you get to that level, the final completion of this spiritual golden circle, if you will, something that I teach on and something I follow with my own journey, is once you have used your experiences and your education to apply knowledge to become a more wise person, because again, Homo sapiens, it means wise. That's what we all are. We are all wise. We are all smart. Don't limit yourself based on what people tell you. I limited a lot of my years based on what my family member would tell me about how unsmart, how dumb I was. I was not a smart person. And when you hear that long enough, you believe that. And I don't believe that anymore, because that's not just being wise. That's not helping people out. So again, if you're an empowering person, you're going to help to open up people's eyes. If you're an inspiring person, you're going to help to open up people's minds. If you're a caring person, you're going to help people to open up their ears. If you're a loving person, you're going to help people to open up your hearts. And if you're a wise person, it opens up your third eye right here to see things bigger and better than just your life here on the planet, but a bigger picture to the planet and how we are all really symbiotic connected. So I just wanted to share that with you. I want to finish this off with a Martin Luther King Jr. quote, because today is Martin Luther King Jr. Day, in honor and recognition of him, somebody that went through painstaking experiences from racism. He was killed for what he believed in. He was assassinated. And he talked about, Martin Luther King Jr. talked about, we may all come from different ships, but we're all in the same boat now. So think about that. We may come from different ships, but we're in the same boat now. And also, shallow understanding from people of goodwill is more frustrating than absolute misunderstanding from people of ill will. So we live in a society where we have shallow understanding based on media, social media, people, being divided. That's a misunderstanding. But don't allow misunderstanding to be part of ill will and do things that are of violence or hurting another person, hurting an animal, hurting our planet. Because we're all in the same boat now. So, and again, we all come from different ships, but we all are on the same boat now. So just think about that for yourself. Your totem animal spirit for the week, as we get ready for the Healing Cafe, is going to be the spider or the tarantula. So if a spider, hopefully it doesn't show up in your real environment, because I'm not a fan of spiders, but if the tarantula shows up, trust your intuitive feelings. Your intuition is your language of your soul. What you feel in your body, more than what you see, including people. Sometimes you have to feel and have discernment, not what the person is telling you. The person could be, to your eyes, is just be golden, but behind that, they're very negative and very ugly in what they do. So trust your intuition when it comes to people. People are lessons and blessings. Sometimes they're both. And if the tarantula or the spider shows up, this is also a good time to shed anything that has not served its purpose for the growth of your consciousness, and it's no longer needed. So like a spider, like a tarantula sheds its skin, we all do that. We shed our, and we do. Every 5 to 7 years, your complete cellular makeup, that's why we call it aging. That's why we look different. Your cells change. Trillions and trillions of cells shed off and die, and new cells. And so in a sense, you're like a tarantula, you're like a spider, or you're like a snake. You shed skins as you get older, and you also need to shed experiences and people that may not help you with your higher self, a better life, your consciousness, and what attracts to your vibration. So that's the totem animal spirit for this week. The number for this week is moderation. The number, I picked this card this morning during my meditation. It's moderation. Moderation is it with everything in life. Sugar, people, experiences. Moderation can take you a long way. It's 1 energy, which is independence, and 4 energy, which is about dedicated work, and together that adds up to 5, which is that freedom, love, and adventure type of get out and do something fun, in other words, but do it in moderation. The crystal for the week is the amethyst. I keep this right on my desk. This is my little prospector right here. This was given to me as a gift, and this is built on amethyst. Amethyst is a really great stone, guys, for protecting your energies. It's extremely powerful with a high spiritual vibration. It guards against psychic attack. It's transmuting energy into love. So if you like the amethyst, then surround yourself with amethyst. Something that I had to do this not too long ago with just everything that was going down with gossip and negativity and comments and ego and envy and jealousy and all the stuff that I'm not a part of. So work with amethyst to help be that protective stone, that spiritual stone that can also take negative energies and vibrations and turn that into love. So with that, I'm going to get ready for the Healing Cafe. If you've never been to the Healing Cafe, join us here in about a minute. I'll be right back here. So this will actually premiere over on my YouTube channel. If you want to get on my YouTube channel, I have pasted the comment in the comment section, and I'll have that also over in the Healing Cafe. Again, one question per person, please, so I can try to get to as many people as possible. Have one question. More specific your question, the more specific the answer can be. It is a spiritual box of chocolates. I'm going to only go for about an hour today because it is kind of a day off for me. But I'll have my phone ready if there's some mediumship or I'm picking up on something or somebody or someone. I'll have you usually call in. But it's a Healing Cafe, and if you want to join the Healing Cafe just to join us and set an intention of positivity, hope, inspiration, encouragement, love, healing, that's what the Healing Cafe is. That's what I do. If that's what you're not about, then don't join us. No problem. But I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your week. And thanks for tuning in today. Again, surround yourself with excellent people. If you surround yourself with the right people, it does change everything for your path. That's what I can tell you. And I hope that you do that. And I know that I'm practicing that daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. So with that, have a great rest of your day. And we will see you back here for Metaphysical Mocha Mondays here on the Intuitive Prospector channel. It's been great connecting with you. Until our next soul adventure together, please be kind, be caring, be compassionate, and most importantly in life, dare to dream, dare to explore, dare to live. Namaste.